The classic Trequartista. When Francesco Totti received the ball between midfield and defense, the game did not just change, it paused. Defenders hesitated because they knew they were not marking a player, they were marking an idea. This is the Trequartista, literally the three-quarters player. His responsibility is pure invention. In his prime, Totti averaged nearly 4 key passes per 90 minutes, a number that is almost impossible to find in the modern era of compact defensive blocks. He does not follow the tactical structure, he interprets it. While the rest of the team is busy sprinting and pressing, the Trequartista is a ghost in the machine, drifting into pockets of space to decide the game's rhythm. Think of Roberto Baggio. The system bent around him so he could create. If he only touched the ball 40 times in a match, 10 of those were potential goal-scoring opportunities. In today's high-intensity game, the pure Trequartista is a rare, beautiful species, a player who proves that sometimes the most dangerous thing you can do on a football pitch is simply wait. The Enganche. The word means the hook, because every single offensive movement connects through him. Look at Juan Ramon Riquelme. He moved the match at his speed, not yours. Statistics from his time at Villarreal and Boca show he would often touch the ball every 12 seconds. He was a high-volume dictator, finishing games with over 100 passes at a 90% completion rate while being swarmed by defenders. The Enganche is the ultimate press-resistant weapon. While modern 10s might shy away from the ball when doubled up, the Enganche demands it more. He uses his body to shield the ball, drawing defenders in like a magnet just to release a teammate into the space they left behind. In 2026, where intensity is constant, the Enganche is nearly extinct. The goal-scoring 10. When Kaká burst through the midfield during his Ballon d'Or winning 2007 season, you realized he was not just a playmaker, he was a hunter. This is the shadow striker. Unlike the classic creator who stays behind the forward, this profile attacks the box relentlessly. During that legendary Champions League campaign, Kaká finished as the top scorer with 10 goals. He was not just linking play, he was finishing it. He starts deep, but his first instinct is always vertical. Defenders focus on the primary striker, and that's the trap. The shadow striker uses that distraction to make late runs into the area. Think of Diego Maradona. He could create from deep, but he carried the ball directly into the heart of the defense. Statistically, these players rank in the top 1% for progressive carries. They don't just pass through lines, they run through them. They blend the vision of a midfielder with the lethality of a number 9. In any system that values fluid movement, the shadow striker remains the hardest role to defend because they attack from the one place a center back cannot see, the blind spot. The wide inverted 10. The wide inverted 10 starts on the flank, but he never stays there. Look at Lionel Messi's heat maps. He might start on the right, but he spends his most dangerous minutes in the central D. By starting wide, he draws the fullback out of position, then glides inside to create an overload in the midfield. This profile lives and dies by shot-creating actions. Messi didn't just cross the ball, he generated 8 to 10 shooting opportunities for his teammates every single match by cutting inside. This movement compresses the defense vertically and stretches it horizontally. You don't know whether to treat him as a winger or a playmaker, and by the time you decide, he's already threaded a diagonal pass to an overlapping runner. He uses the touchline as a shield to buy time, then explodes into the half spaces to ruin your defensive structure. Unpredictability is the core of his game. The pressing 10. This is the 2026 evolution of the playmaker. In the modern game, the Trequartista is a liability. Enter the pressing 10, a creative genius with the engine of a soldier. Kevin De Bruyne is the blueprint. He leads the league in expected assists, but he also ranks in the top 5% for tackles and interceptions among attacking midfielders. For him, creativity is no longer separate from responsibility. The moment his team loses possession, he does not stand still. He becomes the trigger for the press. The pressing 10 operates inside a strict tactical structure. He must think like a playmaker, but defend like a box-to-box midfielder. Think of Thomas Müller using intelligent movement to disrupt the opponent's buildup before exploiting the very gaps his pressing created. Statistically, these players are measured by their interceptions in the final third. They win the ball in dangerous areas, so they don't have to build an attack from scratch. They've evolved the number 10 role from a luxury into a necessity, proving that in the modern era, you are not allowed to be an artist unless you're also willing to be a worker. The deep orchestrating 10. Some number 10s wait for the ball in the final third. The deep orchestrator goes down and gets it themselves. This is the regista hybrid. When Zinedine Zidane dropped deep to collect the ball from his center backs, the attack didn't slow down, it became controlled. He wanted more touches, more influence, and total dominance over the tempo. He was not waiting for the final pass, he was building the entire move from the first phase. Look at Luka Modric. Though he's listed as a midfielder, he carries the creative burden of a number 10. His primary stat is progressive passing, the ability to move the ball 20 yards forward with a single press-resistant touch. These players have a dispossession rate of nearly 0. Even in his own half, Zidane could pirouette out a three-man trap and launch a counterattack before the opposition could settle. They manipulate space through passing angles rather than dribbles. They don't just play the game, they organize it. The Transitional 10. This is the playmaker built for chaos. The Transitional 10 does not want a slow, patient build-up. He wants to catch you while you were disorganized. When Ronaldinho picked up the ball in midfield during a turnover, defenders didn't know whether to step up or run away. His first instinct was always a vertical carry, driving the team 40 yards up the pitch in seconds. Statistically, he averaged more dribbles into the penalty area than almost any player in history. This role thrives on risk. In counterattacking systems, the Transitional 10 is the ultimate weapon. Look at Bruno Fernandes today. He accepts a higher turnover rate because his passes are designed to be lethal, not safe. They convert possession regained into an immediate goal threat. They don't orchestrate with patience, they attack with decisiveness. Ronaldinho would receive in space, glide past the defender, and suddenly the entire defensive line was retreating in panic. They are the masters of the high-risk, high-reward playstyle, turning a broken game into a highlight reel. The Raumdeuter. Finally, we have the most unique profile in football history, the Raumdeuter. When Thomas Müller scores, it often looks accidental, a tap-in, a loose ball, a run that nobody tracked, but there are no accidents here. The word literally means space interpreter. Müller is a statistical anomaly. He has some of the lowest dribbling and passing accuracy stats of any Elite 10, yet he has the highest assists per 90 minutes in Bundesliga history. He doesn't dominate possession, he dominates geometry. He studies defensive shapes and drifts into areas that others simply ignore. He doesn't beat defenders with skill, he beats them by reading the game 3 seconds faster than they do. Müller makes over 50 off-the-ball runs per game, many of which are just distractions to pull a center back out of a hole. He is a tactical ghost. He positions himself so that by the time the ball arrives, the goal feels inevitable. In a game of flashy dribblers, the Raumdeuter proves that the most dangerous player on the pitch is the one you didn't even notice was there. The classic 10 might be dying, but the pressing 10 is taking over the world. But here's the real question. If you could have one of these in their prime for your team today, who are you taking? Are you picking the magical autonomy of Zidane, the goal-scoring fury of Kaká, or the modern engine of Kevin De Bruyne? Drop your all-time 10 in the comments. I'm replying to the best tactical arguments. And if you missed our breakdown of the 8 striker profiles, click here. I'll see you in the next one.